Earlier today, we watched the Manchester United versus Sunderland game in the
Hmm.
Premier League.
Yep.
It was a event. Would you call it eventful?
Yeah,
Maybe
I
I would say
mean,
eventful. It was a 2
yeah,
nil
2
win.
nil win. Yeah, 2-0 win. So really good to see like a
Yeah,
win at home at Old Trafford, 3
yeah.
points in the Premier League. So yeah, anything else?
Well, we saw goals from who was it today?
Mason Mount got the first
Mason
one
Mount.
and assisted by Membo.
Yeah,
And the second one was scored by Sesko.
Cisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the second one was just the little tap
It
in,
was yeah, it
a
was like
little
the long
tap
throw in
in.
from Dallo.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the first one was a pretty exciting run of play. Do you
Yeah,
want to touch on
yeah.
that first?
Yeah,
Go on a
well,
positive note.
yeah, well, definitely. Well, obviously, Sunderland did start off the game with like a pretty big chance, but thankfully they missed that.
Yeah,
We'll
scoot
skirt
right
past
on
right
by
that.
that.
But
Yeah.
other than that, like, yeah, early in the game there was a lot of possession from United, a lot of dominance. It was good to see us really like bringing the game to another team
Hmm.
and actually not just having possession, but having intent with that possession. And that was kind of the difference today. You could see that
Mm.
United were really being like incisive with some of those attacking like movements.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Especially in the first half, I would say. In the second half, they
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
went out there and sat back a little bit. So it
yeah,
wasn't as
100,
exciting of a half.
100%. You said the positive first, though.
Well, all right, I know.
Unlike
Straight
where we
into
know, I
the.
know. Yeah. So, and yes,
Anyway,
I agree with you. Though
yes.
you're 100% right. The second half, things weren't quite the same, but in the first half, early on, we were attacking. Like there was a lot of positivity in the
Yeah,
movements,
absolutely.
and yeah, so. Mason Mount's goal was actually in a run of possessions. I wonder, I'm sure they'll do a count of how many passes it was. But United had the ball for a while, worked it around the back. I played into the midfield a few times, worked it wide. The Ahmad and Membo combination on the right side was working out brilliantly.
Yeah.
The like outside back wasn't sure which one of them to track, which worked brilliantly in our favor because it freed the other one up to create space.
Yeah.
So in this sense, Membo came for the ball. Ahmad drew the defender, which gave him Brian more time. And yeah, it was just like a brilliant pick out at the top of the 18. It was a difficult ball that he played to Mason Mount.
Okay.
So it really is an attribute to Mason Mount's skill, composure, and confidence in the moment to be able to bring that down at the top of the 18, like
Mm.
a pretty tricky ball, and then finish it first time off the touch. So it was, yeah, just a brilliant
Yeah.
goal, really well worked, great football, like all around. Like gotta applaud the
Yeah.
lads for
Give him
that.
applause for
That
that.
was brilliant. Like I'm not gonna be. There's nothing bad that can be said about that.
Yeah, that was a really exciting play to watch
Hmm.
and obviously amazing finish.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and United had a lot of other chances today
Yeah, a
too.
ton of chances. Bruno had that one. The keeper sit like tapped into the crossbar.
That
Why
was
did the opposing keepers turn into like I
world
yeah, like world class like superhero? I don't understand
I
what happened.
know. Every
Um
time it's like they have the best game of their career.
Facts. Yeah, like some of the games I would understand. Like some of our shots haven't been the best, but today's game, United was like aiming for the corners clearly, and we were
Yeah.
still the keeper was like
Yeah,
pulling
well,
them
because
out.
yeah, that first one that Ahmad had
Right.
almost shot. I mean, I was shocked that the keeper saved that. I was
Yeah.
like, that for sure in my head was going in because that was
100%.
another like pretty good.
Movement. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. So there was a lot more of that. Like something today definitely clicked in the squad, and we actually saw what the intention was behind the 11 that was selected and the system that was employed today. We
yeah,
really got to see like really good glimpse of what it could be in the first half. So that was really positive. So both two goals came in the span of like 20 to 30 minutes. And
mm-hmm,
then for the rest of the half, I mean, it was scrappy. It wasn't like the most beautiful football match. There were a lot of like fouls. Long throw-ins aren't my favorite tactic, but at the
fair,
end of the day, hey, if it works, it works. So we've got Dallo doing the long throw-ins from both
yeah,
sides. So it's like a pseudo corner kick.
right,
It
okay,
kind of creates that chaos in the box. And yeah, it worked out. Like the first, we got kind of like, what was it? Like like a flick on at the first one when Dallo threw it in.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
when the ball like came to Sheshko and he like had
Mm-hmm.
like a really good like touch to clip it in.
Yeah.
So yeah, good finish. Nothing.
I know. Yeah. There
It's
were
really
so
direct,
many
right? Like that's kind
because,
of like a set piece, but
yeah, I know. Yeah, that's so true.
hmm
Yeah.
what were you saying? There were so many. What?
Oh, well, just so many chances because I'm even thinking of
Yeah,
Bruno's chance that you were talking about.
yeah.
Ahmad also had a chance off of that same
Right.
ball,
Yeah,
but or
yeah.
like tried to assist.
Yeah, he tried to square it to Mason Mount with the
Yeah.
header, but I was like, could he have been selfish? Probably. But I appreciate what Ahmad was trying to do there. Like
Mm-hmm.
he made like the right decision in that moment to square it. That's
Yeah.
typically what you want to do with the header from that angle anyway.
Okay.
So he did the right thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
But
unlucky
yeah.
not to capitalize because the keeper was at like out of position.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was another like really big like opportunity that was missed.
But I mean, yeah, but it was exciting to see all of those big chances. Obviously, we would have
Yeah,
loved to see the ball go in the goal.
yeah,
But at the
yeah.
same time, it's like you got to keep shooting and trying
Creating,
to
yeah,
create and get those opportunities in
hundred
order for the
percent.
goals to start hitting.
Yeah, and I mean today, like you could see more cohesiveness in the group in the attack. So there wasn't as much of like isolated play. So our players weren't on islands by themselves in the
Hmm.
attack today. So you were actually seeing moments where when Brian would pick up the ball, like there would be someone close to him that he could connect with, or same with Mason Mount and same with Sesko. And Sesko was able to receive the ball under pressure and play out very well and bring
Hmm.
other people into the game. And so when people aren't isolated, it makes a huge difference when they have people around them that they
Yeah.
can like build off of. And it also allows us to like maintain possession better.
Yeah, well, that's so true because that was one of your biggest complaints with
Hmm
like moving towards the other team's goal. It'd always be like, there's no one for to
Right.
receive the ball near the goal or
Right. Well,
anything.
in previous weeks, what we'd be seeing is like Membo or Cunha like trying to dribble like 20, 30 yards, or we'd be pinging balls to them and expecting them to run in behind like 20,
Hmm.
30 yards, you know? And so those guys were getting exhausted and it wasn't being effective because
Yeah.
even when they would pick up the ball, they'd be fully by themselves. But yeah, to your exactly what you were saying today, like it was different. And obviously Cunha didn't start today.
Right.
But yeah, Brian was more involved in the game and less of like a track sense and
Hmm.
more of like a creativity sense. We got to see him combining with Ahmad, taking people on, turning people, and actually putting crosses into the box. And as we saw when Membo was putting in box crosses into the box, we're going to create from it. Things will
Yeah.
happen. Good things will happen. So yeah. So that's basically a recap of the first half.
Hmm.
First half was really positive. We really saw like a lot of good things.
Yeah. It was like a big growth from what we've been
What we've been
seeing.
seeing, yeah,
Yeah.
and definitely like the record. Obviously, Sunderland is newly promoted, but they've started off the season like really well so far. So, you know, good for United to stop a team that had a little bit of momentum, regardless of their newly like promotion status. Like
Yeah.
based on where we finished last season, it's good to get these wins because every win is important. Every three
Yeah.
points is important. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. And I also just remembered that the commentators
Mm.
somewhere in the first half were saying, like, oh, United haven't had a clean sheet at all this season. So
Right. Oh,
exciting. Hats off to them.
100%.
They got their
That's
first
such a
clean
good
sheet.
shout. And like to that point, like Lemons got his debut, his
Yeah.
start, and
He looked,
helped. Yeah, he played a big part in that clean sheet. Like
yeah.
very solid, sturdy goalkeeping. He was strong in the air, made some great saves.
Yeah.
Like can't ask for anything more from a goalkeeper.
Yeah, for sure. Because,
And
yeah, that was another thing that the commentators were definitely gassing him up too,
yeah,
especially because he wasn't just like punching everything out
yeah,
of the
he was
box. He was
catching
actually
everything.
catching. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And like as a defender, I can definitely like say with confidence that when you have a goalkeeper you can trust behind you, it makes your game so much smoother. It gives you
Hmm.
so much more like confidence in what you're doing and allows you to be composed. The composure really starts from the back and
Yeah.
like is distributed forward throughout. It ripples throughout the rest of the team, you know. So Lemons definitely, I think, earned the starting spot today, and I think
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be surprised if he doesn't maintain that starting spot after this performance. I think he should be the number one.
Yeah,
He did really
he did
phenomenal.
do really,
So
really
yeah,
well.
and also I have to say it was great to see like Euro start again.
Hmm.
Euro had a pretty decent game, few wayward passes, but that is what it is. Overall, like really good game. So glad to see him back in the starting 11.
Definitely.
Because again, like we're not seeing a ton of youth, like being promoted from the youth sides or in the terms of like Mainu in the
Yeah.
midfield. We're still seeing like Casemiro starting, and obviously that's fine. We've got to do what
No
we've got to
shade to
do
Cass.
to win games. And yeah, Casemiro had a great game. So at the end of the day, we just have to also think a little bit about the long term in the future. Which youth players could be potentially making the roster and on the bench from
Right.
the youth teams, and which one of those kids could potentially be getting the last 5-10 minutes. To start keep up the development of Carrington. That's a very important part of like the legacy of what Man United is. But I know right now, obviously, from the manager's perspective, it's more about results. It's very like do or die season right
Well,
now.
yeah,
So
that's
so
true.
I can definitely appreciate like the need for getting results and the need for leaning into experience, to try and like get you out of like a tricky position.
Yeah,
So it worked out today.
it did.
Yeah. And that's really all. I mean, the second half there wasn't really much to speak about, honestly. Like the game kind of shifted.
Yeah,
We didn't have as many like chances in the second half, and why even like talk about the negatives on a game where we won and got 3 points and kept a shutout.
yeah.
So the second half
Leave it
was what it
positive.
was. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, we kept the clean sheet. Didn't concede any crazy opportunities,
Hmm.
and that's what it's about sometimes. Sometimes it's just about grinding out the 3 points, and United did that today, and
Yeah.
so we can be really happy that we're +3. So
Hey, we'll take it.
yeah, facts.
Looks good.
So so those are our thoughts on United's 2-0 victory against Sunderland today in the Premier League. Great result.
If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.